What's going on? I hope you all are good. So, The Bad Batch Season 2 has finally ended, and this season, in my opinion, was better than the first one. I enjoyed Season 1 very much, especially the first episode. It was an hour long, we got to see Kanan Jarrus as a child, and we got to see Order 66 go down in a way that we have never seen it go down before. It had many great episodes, and it captured the essence of Star Wars, and that comes to no surprise, as the director and writer was Dave Filoni. I mean, it's basically the Clone Wars 2.0, just without the main characters, so you can't really expect anything else but a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. However, the biggest issue I had with Season 1 was the amount of filler episodes and how repetitive they were. It would always be where the Bad Batch loses something or breaks their ship, and then they have to go somewhere to get a part to fix it, or just get back the thing they lost or was stolen from them. And them episodes are the only reason why the Bad Batch Season 1 isn't a 10 out of 10. So, on to Season 2, what have they done better? This season they cut down on the filler episodes, and even when there is filler, they make them more interesting and unique. They're not as repetitive as the ones in Season 1. I mean, sure, there's a couple of episodes where they have to go fetch a part or get something for Sid, which none of us like. I mean, Sid is the worst character. Season 2 proves it very much. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, which you should have by now. She rats out the Bad Batch at the end of the season, and let's be real, most of us have never liked her from the first time she showed up in Season 1, because she's the reason we have these filler episodes. She's very unlikable, and she's just not that interesting. She's basically just an old woman, and yeah, the easiest way to compare her to someone in real life would be a 60 to 70-year-old woman who's been dealing drugs her whole life and knows exactly how it works and has just stayed in the game. She enjoys it too much, and she's just gotten really good at it, even though she isn't really that good. She gets herself in trouble, and she doesn't always make the right decisions. Anyways, enough of Sid. She's a very unlikable character, and that's what she's meant to be. So Dave Filoni succeeded with that character. We're meant to dislike her, and we do. So really, she's a good character. So, Season 2 was just a lot more enjoyable. There was more locations in this season, and each and every one of them looked great. They all belong in Star Wars. They're all very unique. They've all got something about them that separates one from the other. I even like the side characters more in Season 2, like Fat Mace Windu, who lives on that cone island that looks like Hawaii. It looked like a summer family resort. But yeah, seeing Fat Mace Windu was definitely unexpected and unique. I like the island, I like the character. And even the woman that falls in love with Tech. Yes, she's a bit annoying sometimes. The things she says, she comes up with nicknames for everyone, and she's a pirate, so she's going to be untrustworthy and is bound to get on our nerves at some point. And you can tell in the season that she's going to be a good friend of the Bad Batch. Crosshair is a lot more interesting this season. He's got a lot going on, and he's going to be joining the Bad Batch in the future. But all of his episodes were one of the best of the season. They were so serious, so interesting. There was no filler when it comes to his story arc. So when we see him on screen, we know that it's going to be a great episode, and it's going to be something serious that will move the plot forward. Now, the last scene of this show shows that Omega actually has a sister, and we've seen this character a lot in this show, but we just didn't know how important she really was and who she was as a character. Honestly, as soon as I saw her show up in the last scene, it all kind of clicked together, and I initially thought that she was an older version of Omega, literally the same person, just an older clone. And Omega's actually the copy of her, but that's not really the case. She's just Omega's older sister, even though it could still mean that she is Omega, just an older version. It's kind of like Rex being the older brother of a clone that was produced a week later. So she could still be an older version of Omega, but we'll have to find out all the details in Season 3 as to who she really is and what their relationship is. And let's just go to Tech. Tech's one of my favourite characters, and I'm going to miss him in Season 3. I don't think he's dead for sure, but I know that they had to kill someone off. I mean, they kept surviving every situation, and the show was going to lack tension more and more every time they survive an unsurvivable situation. So I know they had to kill someone off, so I understand it is what it is, but Tech is one of my favourite characters. He's one of the most unique clones we've seen, but yeah, I'm sure we'll see something crazy happen with him in the next season, because I do not think he's dead. They had to at least fake a death to add some tension. But anyway, overall, great characters, great plot development, great action, the storyline's so interesting. Every character's story is developing well, and the world building in this show is awesome too. You can never go wrong with animated Dave Filoni products. They always hit, and they're always interesting, they're always cared for. You see how much he cares about the shows and the story and what George Lucas made. So yeah, just bring us more of these animated shows, and I cannot wait for the next season. I really enjoyed this one. What did you think about the season? Put it down below. Let me know, do you agree or disagree with my takes? Let us know your own, and I'll see you on the next one.